Hello, my crafty friends. We are going to make an envelope, folio album, whatever you want to call it, folio album. I had made this because I got to be a brand new grandma here a couple weeks ago. And I made this cute little thing, and I had somebody suggest how great this would look in a set of 12 in a little box for the first year of my grandson's life. And I thought, what a great idea. So I'm going to make, I've made one. We are going to change the size. I have made one. Okay. And I'm going to change things up a little bit, but we are going to make another. I'm going to use white envelopes this time, so I'll make it craft in white. You'll need a couple pieces of Tyvek. If you don't have Tyvek, it's not a big deal. I used to use packing tape. All I'm using it for is here, okay, to just reinforce, you know, when you're opening and showing off your whoever, grandbaby, niece, nephew, whatever, child. It's just to sturdy the spine a little, so that's all I'm doing. I also extended the spines a little bit for this project. I meant to use ribbon on this one as well, but I forgot. So we're going to use some ribbon. And this ribbon came from all of the presents that my daughter has gotten so far from gifts. So I'm using the ribbon. You can dye it, you can not, you can leave it. I'm leaving it. And being as it's white, I thought I would throw in some more white. So let's get to it, okay? So you move your small envelopes. You'll need 5. Well, I used 5. I mean, if you change the design, whatever, but I used 5 larger envelopes and 3 smaller ones. I did, however, use 2, I'm not sure what they are, whatever, but I used 2 regular sized, these ones are Stampin' Up! Envelopes, and 1 note card envelope, just to change the pockets up a little bit. So, and I took a note card to use to slide into that one pocket. So we'll see what happens here. I don't know if I'll use everything, but that's what I started with. So now I'm going to take 3 of those envelopes, okay, flip them like this. I flip them over so that the scores go the right way. Okay, I put them in upside down. Okay, and one of them you're going to score at 6.5. Whoopsie. Or I shouldn't say, okay, my envelopes are 6 by 9. Whatever size envelopes you use, give yourself on one of them a 1/2 inch score line. Okay. On another one, a 1/4 inch score line. Whoopsie. Okay. And then on the third one, you guys are going to love me so much, an 1/8 inch score line. Okay. So that is just giving you a little bit of room. Okay. So that is all the scoring we are going to do. Set that back out of the way. Now I'm going to fold on all of my score lines. Okay, I am using, these were from Michael's. They are craft envelopes, as you can see. And then I have the smaller ones are Stampin' Up! Envelopes. But you can use whichever envelopes you choose because it's all a matter of how this is put together, really. So it doesn't matter, like the first one that I did, the square one, I was using 6.5 by 6.5 envelopes and they were square. So, I mean, that was perfect. Now the 1/8 inch one is the one that becomes fun. So just however you can get folding to fold that 1/8 of an inch. That is so much fun. Hey, I'm doing it to myself as well. You can, you know, like, I'm mad at me too. But it just is what it is. And now this one, actually, I think you have to fold the other way. Okay, I think. Now, don't just... I have made one, so I kind of have an idea. Okay, so this one, okay, you see where your score line is. Now, we still might use our... I found this on the web. Oh, Siri is talking to me with my watch. Thanks, Siri, don't need you. Okay, if we use our... Right, okay, so you're going to set this one. You're going to tuck it right up against. Okay. And I see that this envelope is just a tinsy bit. I know my head is in the way, I apologize. Okay, so you're going to line it up. Okay, just like that. Okay. So, glue. I apologize for getting quiet. I get like in the mood, in the... Okay, again, line that up. Okay, you want to be right, not on the score line. You want to be just kind of bumped up to it. And if you get a little glue, just, whoops, try not to get it on your scoring tool. My bad. It's squished out. I got a little bit too much. I got carried away. Okay, so that's what goes there. Okay, so don't worry, we're gonna hide kind of how that looks. Okay, so then let me just consult. Yes, yes. Okay, so then this one, okay, we're gonna do kind of sort of the same thing, but with this one, we're gonna turn this envelope the other way. So you're not gonna want to put glue adhesive all the way up. Because you see it's going to go over. So you just want to put adhesive up to about here. Okay, we can always, okay, adhesive, and go a little closer there. Okay, so get that tucked up there. Okay, now remember, you turn this envelope upside down, okay? And same thing, you're gonna just bump it up against that score line, not on top. Okay, just kind of bumped up against. With envelopes, you kind of have to, okay. Okay, so there we have that. Now we're done with the scoreboard. Okay, just sort of give them a burnish. Okay, now you see how that one, okay, is you can either stick something in there and cut it off, or oopsie, too much. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna fold it over. I might not actually, because we're gonna put, we'll see. I'm just gonna leave it, hang on. See, this is why I hate, I make and change things all the time. Okay, so there, that's that, okay? So now we're gonna take 2 of the envelopes that we did not score, and we're gonna take one on the first flap, the one that's got the 1/2 inch score line. Oh, I have to do a little bit more gluing. Just a minute. I mean, not that that much matters, because let's do that now. Okay, before we get carried away with our additional envelopes, let's do our spine. Okay, so with your 1/2 inch spine, you're gonna have 2 pieces of Tyvek. One is a little bit wider than the other. Now this is what you prefer. Like, I only want to have a little bit. Okay, see here how there's just that little bit. Okay, that's all I want. I don't want a whole bunch. So I am going to move this one and turn this around so that I can just eyeball center. Okay, it doesn't have to be perfect. See how those, like that one envelope is way shorter than the other? Wowza. I don't know if you can see that, but I sure can. Okay, so just kind of eyeballing center. Okay, I'm going to pull one piece of the Tyvek, or the backing, sorry, the backing off. Okay, and stick that down. Then we can pick it up and do the whole thing. And then you are going to have to reestablish your folds, your score lines, because with the Tyvek on there, they get a little bit stiff. Okay, I just have to trim. I'm not going to trim, I'm just trimming straight. I'm not taking out that little bit that's in the spine. What I will do is just take powder or something so that it's not sticky, or just keep touching it so that it's not sticky. Take that sticky off it a little bit. Okay, and then the small, okay, you're gonna flip it over again. Okay, and you're gonna do the same thing with the small one. The smaller piece goes on the smaller score line. Okay, so again, just kind of eyeballing center. It doesn't have to be perfect. Okay, stick that down, and then we can pull the rest. I'm going to pull this one because I did overlap these a little bit. So I want that middle one to stick on there. Then we pull it, and again, okay, just kind of work it down. And then I may have to, yeah, I gotta trim off a little bit there too. Not very much, but okay, and now, whoopsie, we will reestablish our score lines. Give them a burnish. Clean up your garbage. I should have put my, whoopsie. Okay, find your bone folder right in front of your face and just give it a burnish. Okay, and now let's reestablish, okay? So now you're just gonna take and fold those over. That one's a little crooked, but that's okay. Okay, fold over your score lines and reburnish. Okay, we're not going to do the 1/8 inch one. That one should be, it will be fine. Okay. Now we will take, I am like getting way out of camera. Oh, I got that one pretty straight. Okay, so there's your base. So this is going to fold in and this is going to fold in like that. Okay, that's kind of your base. Okay, with the Tyvek, it does make it a little stiffer. Okay, so just like that. Okay, so now, okay, now we'll take and we'll bring in those envelopes that have no score lines. Okay, so you're going to tuck. What I do, I don't put glue on yet because this never works my way when I have glue on there. Okay, so I'm just going to tuck it in, get it straight, like where I want it, fold it over, and then I'm just going to lift this up and tuck in my glue. It does not have to be glued all the way in. The tongue isn't going to go anywhere because you're going to cover it with pretty paper. Right? You're going to cover, these are pockets, so you want them to stay, right? So you're going to cover these with pretty paper. So there's nothing going to be in here, right? If you want, you can lift this up, but I'm fine. It's fine. Okay, so you do that on the outside, the cover, okay? You may want to write front here. Okay, and then I'm going to put another one, the 5th one, in on the back. Okay, so same thing. Tuck it in here, get everything going. Okay, line it up. Okay, line that up. Okay, and same thing. Lift this up and just shove in some glue in there. Far back as you can get it. Careful on the corners. The corners don't go as far as in the middle, so I'm gluing more in the middle. And you glue it down. Okay. So then, now, okay, you see how it's coming together? You're getting that folio looking thing. Okay, so then we're going to take one of our larger envelopes. Okay, and here, oh, right. Okay, so here, maybe that leaving it would be a good idea, actually, because so you want to kind of get it straight, okay? Then you're going to lift this up, and maybe leaving that there gives you more room for glue. So we're going to do it the same way we did with the other, okay? But you want to try and keep it straight here. So let's just measure quick. So that's 3/8, and that's a little bit more than 3/8. Just gotta go up. 3/8, 3/8. Okay, right there. Okay, turn that around. How you're comfortable, okay? Lift it up without moving it and flip it. Okay, so now, holding that, we're going to do the same thing. We're going to tuck. Okay, so I see my glue is fine right here. Okay, in all right here. Okay, it doesn't have to be a whole lot. because we're actually going to cover this with pretty paper, so you're not even going to see any of this. It's going to be straight across. So that won't be an issue. Then just make sure that you haven't glued it down. Okay, and now you can touch up. If you need a little bit more glue somewhere to keep things down. Okay, envelopes aren't the sturdiest, so I'm wanting to get glue as far over as I can without sticking everything down. That's pretty good. Okay, so there's the one envelope, okay? So when we fold this over, okay, this is where I'm gonna put my smaller envelope, but what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna tuck the flap inside, and I'm gonna make it into just a pocket, okay? So I'm going to glue, and these don't usually, like, they just kind of are tacked. So I'm just gonna stick a little bit, oh, this one's actually pretty good. A little bit more glue in there. If maybe I don't need. And that one's pretty good, okay. So what I'm gonna do with this one is I'm gonna wait until I've done this one. So I'm just gonna write on here, note card, envelope. Okay, because I'm just gonna, once I get my pattern paper on here, then I'm gonna stick this down, okay, kind of offset here, like that. So that when this flap opens, you'll have this. Okay, so you can decorate in here, and then you can put a small photo across there. See what I mean? Okay, so that's where that's gonna go. So that's done. Okay, our envelope is done, or our envelopes are just about done. We're just gonna put one more in. Okay, so open this up. Okay, so then you have your center section. Okay, open the center section. Okay, so with your center section, we're gonna do that with the other envelope, but we're gonna flip the flap backwards. Okay, so that the pocket is here. And we're gonna do the same thing, and we're gonna tuck that in. Okay, getting it center. Okay, with that same space. Okay, same spacing, so we're going to center that. Okay, bring that up. Okay, and we're going to do the same thing. We're just going to kind of keep that here, hold our hands tight on there, and just give it, okay, a little bit of glue all the way around. Okay, and then you can stick it down. Okay, and then lift it up just to make sure you didn't stick it down to your other envelope, or stick another envelope in there. No, we're good. Okay, once you've got that stuck, then just lift up your corners and or your edges, however you want to, and just give them another little tack so that they're good and stuck. Okay, everything is good and stuck. Okay, again, it's going to be, this will be glued with your pattern paper, but we want to make sure that it's good and stuck. Okay, so there is the construction, okay, of this style, my style of envelope, mini album, folio, however you want to, okay, so there it is. Now, if you want to have a closure, okay, like a magnet closure isn't really going to work because of all the flaps. So my first one has no closure, but I would like to have a closure. And like I said, I wanted to use some of the ribbons from when my daughter had her baby. So I'm going to take my ruler and I'm going to find the center point, which is 4.5. Make a little tick mark in 2 spots. Okay, so 4.5. 4.5 on the front, okay, and on the back. Okay, so 4.5 and 4.5. Okay, take a piece of tape. This is 1/2-inch tape. I don't want 1/2-inch tape. Put the wrong one out. No, it's not. That's 1/8 inch. Never mind. But that's still too wide. So we're going to find 1/4-inch tape. And we're just going to put a little piece of tape between, whoopsie, that was smart, between those tick marks. Okay, just like that, so that we can stick our, or tack our ribbon down. Okay, it does not have to be exact. Okay, now like I said, you might want to write front, just because until you get it all decorated up. Okay, so now I'm gonna center my ribbon, like find my center point. I should be ironing this ribbon straight again, but I don't have an iron anymore. Okay, so there's your center point. Stick your folio in there. Holding it, peel your tape, and then stick your ribbon down. This is going to be held in place better when you have your covers on. So there you have the construction of my 8.5 by 8.5 new measurement size 6 by 9.25 envelope folio. Okay, there you have it. So this is the same construction. Whoops, this goes in there. This is the same construction as this. You put it together, it doesn't matter what size envelopes you use. That's how you can put this one together. So, my friends, have fun making your envelopes. You can find a link below to my Be Crafty with Tamara Facebook group. I would love to see, nobody ever posts, I would love to see what you make with your, with your envelope mini album or envelope folio. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you again next time. Happy crafting.